Hey guys, it's me, Bren, and I am out in my potting shed or bunny barn. It's had so many names throughout the years. I use it mostly this time of year to store a lot of the delicate plants, like the ones that I started from seeds indoors. Sometimes the dome peppers and tomatoes and things like that do great, but there's a few I just want to transition out to this cooler space. It's not heated and it's attached to my unheated conventional greenhouse here, and everything's doing great in here. In this video I want to share with you a recent trip I took to a local garden center. It is a independent garden center, which what that means is they're basically not a big box store. A big box store meaning like Home Depot, Menards, Walmart, Meijer, all that type of business. These are usually family owned, smaller, sometimes smaller. There's some big ones too. In my area, they're mostly just small family farm, and they do wonderful greenhouses with beautiful plants for home gardeners to bring home, hopefully support them, buy their goods. Over the years I've noticed there's been a few that really stand out because they do a spectacular job. Specifically this time of year, which I am closing in to the last frost date here in Ohio. And so a lot of these places you got to get there quick, because once that last frost date hits and we head closer to the summer, it starts getting hotter. As I mentioned before, quite a few of them are farm families, so they're going to be focusing on other crops, where these goods, they just want to get them out, you get them in the ground and enjoy them. This garden center I went to today is one of those types of garden centers, and it's called Bostdorff's, and they've been around a really long time in Ohio here. And so I shared a few photos of just a few, literally just a few. There's so many plants in there that really stood out to me. I loved them. I wish I could bring every plant home, but this year, specifically this year, I'm trying to be really careful because I have a lot of new trees we put in, a huge landscape project I'm working on, and so I don't really have time to do too many different things. Plus, it's always good to have an idea in mind of different containers and colors you want to do through the years. All right, so I'm rambling on as normally. One important thing I want to stress about this garden center is they do a wonderful job of growing things you're not going to find at other garden centers. That's basically what I saw a lot of. Almost everything I saw was unique. When you get into their vegetable department area, they have a lot of things that do, everything they grow there do great in our area. And they have the traditional and classic tomatoes that you're going to want to grow if you're in my hardiness zone here. They have peppers, lots of herbs. So you'll find that I didn't see nothing too new at all in that department. Now over in the annuals, where you'll find container annuals, plants like, specialty petunias and things like that you won't find in the big box stores. These are all very unique. I found a couple things that I brought home, and I'm going to show them to you in this video, just to give you an idea of what I'll be growing this year, and hopefully inspire you to get out to your local garden center, support those local family-owned business or family businesses, because they work so hard to grow these beautiful plants. Not to mention, I went in there, it was kind of a chilly, little bit of a drizzly morning, and then the sun came out when I got there, and it was just gorgeous inside. It's like summer. It will make you feel so much better just to walk around and look at all the plants and kind of get an idea of what you might want to grow. But don't forget, if you see something, you better grab it, because they go quick, and usually once the 4th of July comes, a lot of them are done growing those type of plants for this year, this season. So, all right, let me show you what I brought home. All right, so the first thing I want to share with you are these Whopper white begonias. These are impressive. I bought them. They were in this size container. It's been about a week now since I was at the garden center. And I actually upsized them to a, let me get the container up here carefully. I swear this thing has already put on 3 or 4 inches. It's about a half-gallon container with some good potting soil. I just got them in here, keeping them warm because we still have a few nights that are getting down in the 40s. These are actually going to go 2 per container in a hanging basket. I have a fairly large hanging basket I have. They will not stay there all summer because let me tell you the really cool thing about this plant. I've grown these in the past and they can get close to 3 feet tall and wide if you give them the space, and they're just gorgeous. They're known for these really pretty little orchid flowers. They're not, you don't really get a scent from them, but they're just so pretty and they look amazing up against my rock front porch, and I love them. So they're going to be in hanging baskets. I'm going to do that. I'm probably going to wait till another week, at least a week after my last frost date, because these are kind of going in a early morning sun, late afternoon shade, but more into the summer months, that section gets hotter, and I usually do switch out my hanging baskets just for some interest. So you probably will end up out in the landscape somewhere. Definitely. It likes sun, not a full hot sun though. So just to keep that in mind. So I got 4 of those. Those were, I think I paid $2.50 each in the smaller container. And you could do that. Just bring it home, put them in a bigger container, let them get a little larger just to give them a head start. And that's what I enjoy doing. All right. All right, there it is. That is the container I will be planting that Whopper begonia in, at least for the late spring and early summer months on my front porch. This is the one in the little shorts video. I asked everybody, could you guess which one, only one of these plants out of the 6 or 7 I shared in that video I brought home? Well, this was one of them. This is a Alyssum. Come on, focus for me. This is a clear crystal white. I grew this last year. When I brought it home from the garden center, I had gotten to the garden center kind of late in the season, meaning like probably the 2nd week of June, which I know this seems early, but it's not, because I'm telling you, the good stuff is gone if you wait too long at this place, because they only grow so much and it's all unique. So that's why you're going to want to get them. Anyhow, the 4-pack I brought home, this comes in a little 4-pack. I've got it in a container so it can get wet. This is what it looks like a 4-cell container. Don't let that mislead you, because you want to get these out of here, out of that container and out in your garden. These look gorgeous in a landscape border. I've done that in the past, but last year I actually planted these in my raised bed near marigolds and my tomatoes, and they were just so pretty. They blanketed, carpeted a good percentage of the raised bed area where I planted them, and I just love them. They were super troopers, man. They looked fried and were not happy when I brought them home, because like I said, it was like the end of the batch of stuff that was left. And once I got them into the raised bed, all 4 survived. And I think I paid, I don't know, I think these cell packs were $3 something maybe each, I'm not sure. And anyhow, it's a great deal, great buy. This variety is awesome, and I've never seen this one at the garden centers, the big box garden centers. I've seen other ones, but this one I just wanted to make sure I got to add to my garden this year. So I bought 2 of these. Here's the other ones. These I went ahead and got out of the 4-pack and put in a little bit bigger of a container, just because I could probably put these out. These can take some cool temperatures, not freezing, but in the 40s at night they should be fine. But I just wanted to keep them in here until I got other things put together. All right, this one I am really excited about. Look at the bloom on this. Is that the right plant? Look at that. As it opens, it's like that. Wow. I don't know if that's a oopsie or what. This is gorgeous. There are 4. It's another one of those 4-packs. I need more marigolds like I need a hole in my head because I have so much fun growing more marigolds from seed. Now this is definitely, it's got to be a hybrid. I'm sure it is. So if I save the seeds, it probably won't come back the way it looks now. But I just had to get these. These were so beautiful. They were standing about that tall. They're almost 2.5, 3 feet tall. I just had them, I just threw the 4-pack cell in this container just because they were looking a little weepy. They needed some warmth. But this is a gorgeous one. I can't wait to get this one out. I'm probably going to put this in a big container with maybe some nasturtium or something below it from seed, which I need to get that planted. There's actually 4 plants here. What a fun one. What a fun one to try. Isn't that pretty? I think the bees are going to like this because look how that center is. Definitely. So I was reading up about this plant and it gets really tall, lots of flowers on it. And it was basically bred for cut flowers, which is awesome. I love my cut flower garden. So this might be one. If it does well this year, I'll probably try growing these again. Most likely the garden center probably won't have these again, but who knows? We'll see how they perform. If it's a good performer, they probably will. But how pretty is that? This one, it almost looks like this one isn't supposed to be in there because it's so pretty. It's the same plant, coming off the same plant. Gorgeous. White Swan. All right, well, I really hope I inspired you to get out to your local garden center. Be sure to talk to the folks working there. I know they're probably going to be really, really busy, but it's worth just waiting, taking the time and ask questions because those are the folks who really know what they're doing when it comes to growing for home gardeners, because they pick out some amazing, unique plants, just like the place I visited today, Bostdorff. You can put that in your Google Maps and hopefully you can stop by and see them, but do it quick because those goodies are going to be gone quick. They already were flying off the shelves just before Mother's Day. And all right, thanks for watching my video today, guys.